is an intermediate level practice with a focus on hip opening. You'll need a couple of yoga blocks and a strap if you have them. If not, we can improvise with household items. You might use a belt from a bathrobe as a strap, or maybe a necktie. For blocks, you can use stacks of books, or you can go to the kitchen, grab 2 pots. It doesn't matter the diameter of the pots, but the height of the pots should be pretty equal as you'll be placing your palms on them, and you do want them to be level. So take a few seconds to go and grab your props, and we'll meet back on your mat and get started. So we are going to start lying on our backs. You can choose if you would like to bring soles of the feet together, knees wide in a Baddha Konasana shape, or if you'd rather just extend your legs out straight, arms off to the side, the palms facing up, and gently allow your eyes to close if you haven't already. Take a breath in through your nose and slowly release it out your mouth. Take another breath in through the nose. Open mouth, long, slow exhale. Then allow the lips to gently seal. And from here, breathing in and out just through the nose. Beginning to create a connection with your breath, observing where the breath is coming from in the body. Maybe you're feeling it in the belly. Maybe you're feeling it across the ribs. Maybe you're sensing it more in the chest. Just observing where the breath feels like it's coming from and connecting with it. And then gradually, as you let go of everything that you've been involved with so far today, bring your focus inward and slowly begin to deepen and lengthen your breath. Breathing in and out just through the nose, smooth and even breath. Breath is slightly audible as you inhale and as you exhale. Slightly audible breath, warming the body from the inside out and giving you a focal point. Should your mind wander throughout the practice, always come back to your breath. So staying connected with that smooth flow of Ujjayi breath, we're going to begin to add in some movement. If your knees are bent and feet together, bring your hands to the outside of your thighs and lift your legs back up. If your legs are straight, bend your knees, set the soles of the feet on the mat at hip distance. And you're going to walk your feet in toward you so that your middle fingers can just brush the backs of your heels. You're rooting the soles of the feet down, palms pressed down onto the mat. And with an inhale, lift your hips up into a bridge. Exhale and just tap your sacrum down. Inhale, lift right back up. Exhale, tap down. Inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. Now adding your arms as you inhale, lifting your hips. Reach the arms overhead. Exhale, sacrum to the mat, palms to the mat. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. One more. Inhale, lift. Exhale and lower. This time inhale and lift. Palms stay down. Then bring your right knee into your chest. Straighten out your right leg. Point your toes up toward the ceiling. Take a breath in. Exhale and tap down. Inhale, reach for the ceiling. Exhale, sacrum to the mat. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, and then cross the right ankle past the left knee. Flex your right toes toward the knee, and then lift up the left foot. Reach your hands through and around to take hold of either the back of your left thigh or the mid part of your shin. Gently guiding that thigh in toward your chest as your right hip is opening away from you. Allow your shoulders to relax down on the mat, the tailbone heavy, releasing toward the earth. As you inhale, the right hip opens. As you exhale, the left thigh might draw a little closer to your chest. Notice your shoulders. If your shoulders are way up off the mat, you might place something behind your head, either a block, a blanket, a pillow, so that your shoulders can be more relaxed. We'll take another breath. And then keeping your legs just as they are, reach your arms out, shoulder height, palms face up. Breathe in. As you exhale, roll all the way over to your left side. Right sole of the foot comes onto the floor just outside your mat. You might turn your head and gaze to the right if that's okay with your neck. Otherwise, you're just looking up at the ceiling. Staying connected with that smooth flow of breath in and out through the nose. Both shoulders completely relaxed on the mat. Let's take another breath. And then allow your inhale to lift you back up. From here, bring your hands back onto the back of your left thigh. Straighten out your left leg and begin to circle the ankle. Just a few rotations of the ankle in one direction and then switch it to the other direction. And then we'll rebend that knee, set the foot down, and set the right foot down as well. Palms face down on the mat. Inhale, lift, and then bring the knee into the chest. Straightening out the left leg. Point the left toes up toward the ceiling. Breathe in, reach, and exhale. Tap the sacrum to the mat. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale and lower. Inhale, toes pointing toward the ceiling. Exhale, lower. Two more. Inhale, exhale. One more. Inhale, exhale, and then cross the left ankle past the right thigh. Flex the left toes toward the knee and reach through and around as you lift the right foot to take hold of either back of the thigh, front of the shin. See what's more comfortable in your body. You might use the left elbow pressing into the inner left thigh gently to open the hip a little deeper. Note your shoulders, let them relax down on the mat, your tailbone heavy pressing onto the mat. As you inhale, left hip opens, and with your exhales, the right thigh might draw a little bit closer to your chest. Just gradually easing into the shape in sync with your breath. Just take another long, slow breath on this side. And now legs stay just as they are. Extend your arms out, shoulder height, palms up. Inhale, and with your exhale, we're rolling now to the right side, left sole of the foot on the floor. Maybe the head will turn toward the left palm, or you might keep your gaze up at the ceiling if that feels better on your neck. Notice your shoulders, let them be completely relaxed down on the mat. Sending breath into the left hip. And then gently we'll inhale and come back up. Now hands to the back of the right thigh, straighten out the right leg and circle the ankle just a few times in one direction and then a few times in the opposite direction. And then pausing your circles, uncross and release. Feet at hip distance once again, palms face down on the mat. Inhale, lift up into a bridge pose. This time, clasp your fingers under you. Wiggle your shoulders a little deeper under you. You're spiraling your inner thighs down toward the mat as you press the soles of the feet into the mat. Lift the hips just a little bit higher. Your tailbone is reaching toward the backs of your knees. Chest is rolling up toward the chin. Crown of the head reaching toward the wall behind you. Let's take another breath in, maybe just lifting a little bit higher. And then unclasp, and with your exhale, slowly, slowly, one vertebra at a time, come all the way back down. bring your knees into your chest. From here, cross your right knee over your left as though you were sitting cross-legged in a chair. Then take hold of outside edges of your feet. If that doesn't work for your body, grab somewhere along your shin where it's more comfortable for you. From either position, you're going to lift the shins up and bring them about parallel to your mat. Then begin to gently guide the legs or feet in opposite directions, sensing a little bit going on in the right hip. Relax your shoulders down and press your tailbone toward the mat. If you want to get a little bit more sensation in that right outer hip, guide your feet up toward your shoulders and then press your tailbone down again. Smooth, even breath in and out through the nose. And then go ahead and gently unwind and switch directly now, crossing the left knee over the right. Take hold of outside edges of the feet or somewhere along your legs where you comfortably reach. Parallel shins to the mat, and then begin to gently guide the legs or the feet in opposite directions. Now sensing a little something happening in the left outer hip. Press the shoulders down onto the mat and the tailbone down onto the mat. Going a little deeper on this side if that's for you by drawing the feet up toward the shoulders, bringing the thighs closer to the chest, and then pressing the tailbone into the mat. Smooth flow of breath. Bring the hands onto the knees, and we'll just take some circles, circling both knees in the same direction, massaging out the low back, and then going in the opposite direction. From here, cross one ankle over the other, rock along the spine a few times until you have the momentum to make your way up into a tabletop shape. Alternatively, just roll to your right side and press up. We'll meet in tabletop. For a few rounds of cat-cow, shoulders over the wrist, hips over the knees. As you inhale, lift your tailbone, drop your belly, reach your chest forward as you gaze forward, and exhale, tuck the tailbone, hug the belly in, round the back, chin to chest. Inhale, arch, gaze forward. Exhale, tuck and round, pressing the floor away. Keep that movement going in sync with your breath, inhaling to arch and exhaling as you tuck and round. And feel free to add in any movements that might be your favorites in cat-cow. Variations might include a little movement in the hips, maybe the head moves side to side. You might turn your fingers around, facing the opposite direction, stretching out the wrist, and take some cat-cow movements from that position. Just take a few rounds experimenting with what feels right in your spine. Stay connected with your breath. Movement in sync with the breath. Follow the flow of breath from the base of the spine to the crown of the head and back down to the base of the spine. It's another few rounds. And then pausing in your neutral spine. From here, we're going to go ahead and curl the toes under, all 10 toes curl under. Press the palms against the mat, draw the navel in toward the spine. Inhale, lift the knees an inch up off the mat, and pause here. Press the heels back, feel the quads fire up. Breathe in again, lift a couple inches higher. Exhale, lower just to an inch above the mat. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Keep it going. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, pause, exhale, press up, and back, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. You might want to take a little movement in your first downward facing dog. Sometimes it's nice to pedal out the legs, reaching one heel toward the mat as you bend the opposite knee, and then switching sides, just releasing the hamstrings little by little. You might want to check on your neck. If you're holding tension there, a little bit of a shake from side to side and up and down will help you let that tension go. Just find a comfortable spot for your head to rest right between your upper arms. Then working towards stillness now as you press the palms into the mat. Balls of the feet also press into the mat. The heels are reaching toward the mat. They don't need to touch it. Navel drawing in toward the spine as the shoulder blades press forward toward the chest. Let's take a breath in through the nose and exhale out the mouth. Next breath in, come onto the balls of the feet, look forward, tiptoe your way up to the front of the mat. Feet are hip distance, little bend in your knees. Grab opposite elbows, frame your head with your arms. Gently sway from side to side. And then we'll go ahead and release the clasp. Right now you might want to have blocks nearby, especially if you've got tight hamstrings. You might bring your hands onto the blocks as you inhale and lengthen your spine. Shoulders sliding down your back away from your ears. Exhale and forward fold. Inhale, gaze forward, long spine. Exhale, release the crown of the head to the mat. One more, inhale and exhale. From here, inhale, circle the arms out and up. Exhale, hands come together at the heart. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Fingers might come to the shins or blocks. Exhale, release. Inhale, arms sweep out and up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Two more half sun salutations. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, release. Inhale, arms sweep overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. One more. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift the gaze. Shoulder blades press forward toward the chest. Exhale, release. Inhale, arms overhead. And exhale, hands together at the heart. Surya Namaskar A. The first one we'll do with our knees down. After that, you'll have the option to continue with knees down or take your full plank chaturanga with knees up. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, long spine, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, bend the knees, place the palms, and step back. High plank pose, shoulders over the wrist, belly in, heels press back, crown of the head reaches forward. Inhale, shift slightly forward, shoulders just past the wrist, and drop the knees to the mat. Exhale, bend the elbows, hug them into the ribs as you lower down onto your belly. From here, flatten the tops of the feet onto the mat. Palms are right alongside of the ribs. Inhale, head, neck, and chest come off the mat. Shoulders slide down the back away from the ears, elbows hugging in toward the ribs. Take another breath in and exhale. Curl the toes under, lift the hips up, press back. Downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. In this down dog, we're working on firing up the quadriceps, straightening out the legs, lifting the kneecaps. Draw the navel up toward the spine. Press the shoulder blades forward toward the chest so you're not rounding excessively in your upper back. Then take a breath in, look forward, exhale, and step forward to the front of the mat. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, lift the gaze. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms out and up. Exhale, hands together at your heart. Adding on. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, long spine. Exhale, bend the knees, place the palms, step back, high plank, navel in. Breathing in, shift slightly forward. Here, either lower your knees or stay with knees up. Exhale, Chaturanga, hug the elbows into the ribs. Inhale, either Cobra or an up dog if you're ready. Up dog, just the tops of the feet and the palms press into the mat. Exhale, curl the toes under, lift the hips up, press back, downward facing dog. From down dog, inhale, lift your right hip, bend your knee, stack your right hip over your left, but keep the shoulders squaring toward the front of your mat. From here, you might make some circles with the knee, just a few times one way and a few times other way. Then pause your circles, toes point straight down, spiral the inner thigh down toward the mat, take a breath in, exhale, knee to the nose, round your upper back, gaze forward, step your right foot by your right thumb, release your left knee down, on an inhale, rise up. Pressing the heel of the right foot into the mat, top of the foot on the left side, and shin and knee also pressing into the mat. And from here, we're going to go ahead, take a breath in, and as you exhale, cactus arms, little bit of a back bend. Inhale, exhale, inhale, reach, exhale, come back to neutral with your spine, keeping your arms as they are. Breathe in. As you exhale, revolve to your right, extend the arms straight, reaching for opposite walls with your fingers. Either you're staying right here, pressing through that right heel, or maybe inhale, lifting the left arm up overhead as the right fingertips reach toward the back leg. They don't need to touch, just reaching in that direction. And then inhale, come back up. Exhale here. Inhale, arms overhead. And exhale, palms to the mat, inside of your right foot. Turn your foot a quarter turn to the right. Roll to the outside edge of your foot and curl your toes up toward your knee. So this might be the stretch that you need. If you feel like you want to go a little bit deeper, you might grab your block or your books or your pot or whatever you're using and lower your forearms onto the support. Alternatively, you can lower all the way down to your mat. So allowing the breath to flow toward that right outer hip, groin area, left hip flexor. And then you'll slowly, if you've lowered, begin to press yourself back up. From here, walk your right foot more toward the center of your mat. Take your blocks or whatever support you're using. And if you have blocks, we want to go on the tall setting. Then you're rooting down through that right heel. Breathe in, lift your sternum, arch back any amount that works in your body. As you exhale, fold over your right leg, curling the toes up toward the knee. Inhale, bend the knee, press the palms against the block to give you some lift as you arch your upper back. Exhale, melt the torso over the right thigh. Inhale, sole of the foot to the mat, knee bends, lift the chest. Exhale, toes to the ceiling, fold over the right leg. 2 more. Inhale, lift and arch. Exhale, melt the torso over the right thigh. Inhale, lift. And exhale, we're pausing here. Just sliding that right hip back. Maybe you'll lower your blocks to a different setting, or you might find that you don't need the blocks. As you breathe in, think of length, crown of the head, all 4 sides of the torso reaching beyond the toes. And as you exhale, gently softening, maybe coming a little closer to the thigh, or maybe just relaxing your shoulders a little bit more. Take 1 more breath here. Inhale for length, and exhale, let go of some tension somewhere that you don't need to be holding on to. And then we'll slowly bend the knee, palms to the mat. Left toes curl under and your right leg steps back. You're in a plank pose. You have a choice of moving through a vinyasa or just pressing back to Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. From here, take a breath in and lift your left leg, bend your knee, stack your left hip over your right, still squaring shoulders toward the front of the mat by pressing equally through both palms. Begin some rotations in one direction and then other direction. Then straighten out your leg, toes point down, inhale, exhale, knee to the nose, look forward, step the left foot by the left thumb, release the right knee onto the mat, flatten out the foot, maybe walk the left foot over to the left as you're ready. Arms overhead, navel in. Now we're pressing the heel of the left foot into the mat, right top of the foot, shin, knee. Take a breath in as you exhale, little bit of a back bend, elbows bend. Inhale, reach fingertips to the ceiling. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, exhale. And just bring the torso back to neutral, still with your cactus arms. Breathe in. As you exhale, twist to your left now. Straighten the arms out, reaching fingers for opposite directions. Sense that strong connection of the left heel to the mat. Take a breath in. Either you stay here or lift up and back. Lengthening out of the right side of the body. Your fingers might touch or they might not touch the back leg, doesn't matter. You might just be hovering above it. Take another long, slow breath. And then next inhale, arms come out to the sides. Exhale here. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to the inside of the left foot. Turn it a quarter turn to the left. Roll to the outside edge of your foot. Curl your toes up toward your knee. So you may be comfortable right here. This might be the stretch your body needs on this side. Or you might want to grab your block. Release forearms onto the block. Or forearms directly onto the mat. So there's many options. See what your left hip needs and go with that. Once you're there, just sense that connection to your breath. Gently sending breath toward the left hip, groin, right hip flexor, shoulders relax. Let's take one more breath. And then if you've lowered, you'll press your way back up and start to bring that left foot more toward the center of the mat. And then we're going to grab our blocks once again, or whatever prop you're using as a substitute for the blocks. Then with that left heel pressing into the mat, palms pressing into the blocks, inhale. Lift your sternum, allow your head to release back any amount that works for you. Exhale, toes to the ceiling, fold over the left leg. Inhale, press into the blocks to lift and arch your upper back. Exhale, melt the torso over the thigh. Inhale, lift, arch. Exhale, sinking the hips toward the right heel. Inhale, bend the knee, lift, arch. Exhale, toes to the ceiling, fold over the leg. One more. Inhale, lift, and exhale, release. We're holding here. You might be fine with your blocks as they are. You might want to change them to a different setting, or you might find you don't need them. Inhale for length, and exhale to release. Maybe you're deepening a little bit into the shape with your exhales, coming a little closer to your left thigh. Or you might just be noticing that you're clenching your teeth, and as you exhale, you let that go. Think of pressing that left outer hip back. Inhale, crown of the head, all four sides of the torso. Reach beyond your toes, and exhale, soften, let go. Let's take one more breath. And then go ahead, bend the left knee. And sole of the foot to the mat, palms to the mat, curl the right toes under. Your left leg steps back. Either you're gonna move through a vinyasa here, or you'll head straight to downward facing dog, where we all meet. From down dog, take a breath in, lift your right leg, exhale, step your foot between your hands, flatten your left heel to the mat, airplane your arms open to the left for warrior two. So your right heel is intersecting your left arch. You're rooting down through that right heel, activating the muscles of your quadriceps, and your knee is right over your ankle. Also, the knee is pointing toward the pinky toe side of the foot more so than the big toe side of the foot. Take a look back at your left arm. Is it in line with your shoulders? Then as you're through with that, adjusting, you'll go ahead and fix your gaze past that right middle finger. Any amount, relax the shoulders away from the ears. Press the left thigh back as you tuck the right hip under. Navel drawing in toward the spine. And with the breath in, the right palm flips up toward the ceiling. Reverse warrior, lengthening up, 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 and then arching back. Your fingers might stay light on your left shin, or you might bring your hand around to your outer right thigh, gently pressing down to take yourself a little deeper into the shape. And then an inhale brings you back up into your warrior two shape. Reach forward, bring the forearm to the thigh, extend the left arm out over your ear, creating a long line of energy from the left heel to the left fingertips. You might press into that right forearm, pressing it against the thigh to give a little bit more length to your right side waist, and then revolve the ribs up toward the ceiling. Gazing under the left arm, strong in that left leg, mindful that the right knee is still in line with approximately the second toe. Then moving dynamically, inhale up and over, reverse warrior, exhale back into side angle. Inhale, reach, and exhale, reach forward. 3 more, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale, bringing your hands to the mat. Step your right leg back. Either you're in position for a vinyasa, or you might just press your hips up and back. We meet in Adho Mukha Svanasana. Then from here, breathe in, left leg lifts. Exhale, knee to the nose, look forward. Step the left foot between the hands. Flatten the right heel onto the mat. Airplane the arms open to the right. So we're going to root down now through that left heel. Check on your knee, it's right over your ankle, approximately in line with your second toe. Take a peek at your right arm, adjust if you need. Seal the outer edge of that right foot to the mat as you press the right thigh back. Gently tuck that left hip under, navel in, and shoulders drop away from the ears. Inhale, flip the front palm, and exhale, reverse warrior, lengthening now out of your left side body. And we're going to go ahead and bring maybe that right hand to the outer left thigh and gently press down to take yourself a little deeper. Otherwise, fingers just rest lightly on the right leg. Take another breath here, revolve the ribcage up toward the ceiling, and then inhale, you're back in your warrior two. Reach forward, Parsvakonasana, side angle. Right arm extends overhead as the left forearm comes onto the thigh. Long line of energy from the right heel along the whole right side of the body, out the fingertips. Press out of your left forearm, lengthen that left side waist as well. Revolve the ribcage up toward the ceiling. Smooth breath in and out through the nose. And now moving dynamically, inhale, reverse warrior, exhale, Parsvakonasana. Inhale, exhale, Inhale, exhale. 2 more. Inhale, exhale, reach. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel the hands to the mat. Left leg steps back. You're either going to shift forward and then elbows bend, chaturanga. Inhaling for your back bend and exhaling, downward facing dog. Or you skip that and head straight to downward facing dog. 3 full breaths in Adho Mukha Svanasana. Spiraling the triceps down toward the mat. Back of the neck is long. Navel drawing in toward the spine. Then with an inhale, look forward. Exhale, either you'll step or float to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, circle the arms out and up. And exhale, hands together at the heart. Samasthiti. From here, Surya Namaskar B. Utkatasana, chair pose, bend the knees, sink the hips low, reach the arms overhead, shift your shins back so you can see your toes. Once you see them, lift them. The weight is in your heels. Draw your navel in toward your spine and lengthen your low back toward the mat. Maybe sink just a little bit deeper. Take another breath in. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, lift the gaze, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, bend the knees, place the palms, step back, high plank, shoulders over the wrist. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, back bend, chest forward, shoulders back. Exhale, curl the toes under, lift the hips up. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Take a breath in, right leg lifts. Exhale, knee to the nose, look forward. Step the right foot by the right thumb, that is. Flatten the left heel onto the mat, toes pointing toward top left corner of the mat. Inhale, arms reach overhead. Warrior 1. So you might touch palms, gaze up toward the thumbs, or it might feel more comfortable in your body to just have your arms alongside of your ears, pinkies spinning in toward one another. Root down through that right heel and guide your right hip back. Outer edge of the left foot roots down as the left hip presses slightly forward, bringing your torso a little more square to the front edge of the mat. Relax the shoulders. Keep breathing in and out through the nose. Then from here, bring your hands behind, clasp fingers, little bend in your elbows. Breathe in. Lift your sternum, arch back, and exhale, down we go for humble warrior. Crown of the head to the mat, knuckles to the ceiling. Tops of the shoulders sliding away from the ears as the shoulder blades press forward toward the chest. You want to press your right hip back and hug it in toward your midline. Stay strong in that left leg, outer edge of the left foot sealed to the mat. And then inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, unclasp. Inhale, and you're back in your warrior 1. Palms might touch and lift the gaze. Exhale, palms to the mat. Step back, either vinyasa here or straight to Adho Mukha Svanasana, your choice. Other side, inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step the left foot forward. Right heel flattens, toes to the top right corner. On an inhale, peel the torso up off the thigh. Pressing down through the heel on the left side, guide your left hip back. Outer edge of the right foot sealed to the mat. Press that right hip slightly forward. Navel drawing in, sternum is lifted, shoulders relaxed away from the ears. Bring your hands behind, clasp opposite pinky on the outside. Elbows hug in, inhale, lift your chest, arch back, and exhale, humble warrior, knuckles to the ceiling, crown of the head to the mat. Good, notice your shoulder blades. Can you gently press them forward toward your chest, removing some rounding out of the back? Outer edge of that right foot sealed to the mat, left heel pressing into the mat. Let's take another breath here. Hug the left hip into the midline. And with an inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, unclasp. Inhale, arms overhead. Maybe palms touch, gaze up. Exhale, palms to the mat. Step back, either vinyasa here or straight to downward facing dog, where we meet and we hold Adho Mukha Svanasana for 3 long, slow breaths. Navel drawing in, hips lift up and press back. Heels reaching toward the mat. They don't need to touch, just sending energy down the hamstrings. And then with an inhale, come to the balls of the feet. Look forward, exhale, bend the knees, step or float to the top of the mat. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Bend the knees, sink the hips low. Exhale, rise to stand. Hands together at the heart. Pause here. Allow your eyes to close. Take a breath in through your nose. And exhale out your mouth. One more inhale through the nose. And a long, slow exhale out the mouth. And then allow the eyes to reopen. From here, we're going to move through some balancing. If you need to be by a wall for balance, set yourself up near a wall. Otherwise, you'll just be on your mat in Tadasana. Then bring your hands to your hips, keeping everything else aligned. Begin to shift your weight into your left foot. Bring your right knee into your chest, flex your foot. So you might pause right here. This might be where your body needs to be today. You might reach your arms overhead. Keep flexing that foot. You might straighten out your leg, curl the toes toward the knee. Then maybe you'll bring your palms under clasp. Lift that right leg just a bit higher. Then can you keep the lift that you just acquired as you let go and bring the arms back overhead. Then from here, bend your knee, hands to your hips. Open out to the right. Left arm will extend to the left. Follow that with your gaze. Then here, this is going to take a little bit of mind over matter work. You're going to bring your hand back to your hip. And can you find tree pose, Vrikshasana, without using your hands? You might not go as high as you normally do. Can you just find some form of a tree pose shape that you come into from a way that you're not used to coming into? Once you're stable by rooting down through the sole of the left foot, you might bring hands together at heart center, lifting your chest, relaxing your shoulders. Press the foot against the leg and the leg back against the foot, bringing your energy into your core, which helps you to stabilize and balance. If and when ready, arms might reach overhead, the palms might touch, you might gaze upward, or even close your eyes for a breath. Then go ahead and gently first bring the hands down, and then swing the leg forward, release, shake out the left leg. And then coming to the other side, beginning in a Tadasana shape, but with hands on hips. Feel your weight begin to shift now into the right foot. Come onto the ball of the left foot. Hug the right hip in toward the midline for stability. As you're ready, knee bends. Flex the foot. Maybe reach the arms overhead. You pause where you need to. I'm going to keep adding on, but you be where you need to be. Then maybe straightening out the left leg and optionally clasping the thigh, back of the thigh, and lifting it up just a little bit. Can you keep that lift as you reach arms back overhead? Now go ahead and bend your knee, hands to your hips. Open the knee out to the left. Right arm extends to the right, gaze right. Then just bring your hand back to your hip. And can you find Vrikshasana, tree pose, without using your hands to place your foot? You might end up right here. That's okay. Just be where you need to be, and be okay with coming into a pose differently than how you're used to. If and when you're ready, hands to heart, shoulders relax. Maybe arms overhead, palms might touch, you might gaze upward.
You really want to test your balance, close your eyes and see what happens. Let's take another breath here. Foot pressing against the leg, leg pressing against the foot. And gently bring hands to heart. Swing the knee forward, release, and shake out. Right leg, roll your shoulders back and forward a couple times, just letting that go. Then come back to the top of your mat in Tadasana. Inhale, arms reach overhead. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, long spine. Exhale, bend the knees, place the palms, step back, high plank. You can always skip this and press back to downward facing dog now. Otherwise, inhale, shoulders shift slightly forward. Exhale, elbows bend, chaturanga. Inhale, tops of the feet, head, neck, and chest lift. Maybe an up dog, thighs lift as well. Exhale, curl the toes under, press back, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step the right foot between the hands, warrior two. Left heel flattens to the mat, airplane the arms open to the left. We've been here before, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on the alignment. Just check heel to arch, knee over the ankle, outer edge of the left foot sealed to the mat. From here, we're moving into Trikonasana, triangle pose. Straighten out the right leg by pressing through the ball of the right foot. Then we're going to go ahead and shift the hips left, reach all the way to the right, bringing your hand either to rest against your shin or grabbing a block, placing the palm on the block as the left arm extends overhead. One long line of energy, top hand to bottom hand. Feel the shoulder blades drawing together on the back as the collarbones expand across the chest. Crown of the head is reaching forward. Strong left leg. And then moving into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose if that's for you. Otherwise, hold triangle. We'll meet back here. Hand to the hip. Bend that right knee and slide either your hand or your block forward on a diagonal from your pinky toe. Press off of your right foot, lifting your left leg to hip height. Flex the foot. Optionally extend the left arm overhead. So variations here might include bending the knee and reaching back for the top of the foot. Can also play with balance. So just take a few rounds of breath exploring Ardha Chandrasana. And then as you're ready, gently step yourself back into triangle pose. And then inhale up and over, reverse triangle. Lift up the right hand, take hold lift up the left hand to take hold of the right wrist and lengthen that whole right side of the body. Then we'll go ahead and bring the arms out to the side. From here, parallel your feet to the outside edge of your mat. Then we're going to go ahead and bring our hands to our hips. Roll the shoulders back, release them down. Take a breath in, hug your elbows in, lift your chest. Exhale, forward fold. You might place your hands on the mat at hip distance. You might grab your block, put your hands on your block or blocks. And remember, the blocks have different heights depending on what you're using as an at-home prop. If you don't have blocks, you'll have to adjust accordingly. Take a few breaths here, weight shifting slightly forward toward the balls of the feet. Kneecaps lifted if your legs are straight. However, it's perfectly fine to have a bend in your knees if your hamstrings feel tight. Then from here, going to come halfway up. Shoulder blades press forward toward the chest. Hands to the hips, elbows hug in. Inhale, come all the way up. Turn the right toes back out, bend the knee. You're back in your warrior two stance. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel the hands to the mat. Step the right leg back, either moving through a vinyasa here or heading back to downward facing dog, where we meet for the other side. Inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, step the left foot forward and flatten the right heel onto the mat. Airplane the arms open to the right. We're back in warrior two, left side. One long line of energy from front fingertips to back fingertips. Then go ahead and strongly press down through the ball of the left foot, straightening out your leg without locking out your knee. From here, shift the hips to the right, reach all the way to the left, and then hinge over that left hip. You might grab a prop along the way, or just resting your hand against your shin. Your choice. Your gaze might be up toward your top thumb, might be right in front of you, or even down toward your left foot. Find what feels best on your neck. Expanding across the chest as the shoulder blades draw together on the back. Stay strong in that right leg. And then we'll inhale, bring the hand to the hip. If you're moving forward into Ardha Chandrasana, you might hold triangle just as well. Bend the left knee, slide either fingertips or block forward, pressing off of your left foot, lifting your right leg, not past hip height. Flex your foot. You might stay with your hand on your hip or extend your arm overhead. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. Play with balance. Maybe Chopasana, bending the knee, taking hold of the top of the foot, taking it into a little bit of a back bend. Let's take another couple of breaths exploring this asana. And then as you're ready, we'll gently step back into Trikonasana, triangle pose, and inhale up and over for a reverse triangle. Right arm lifts up, take hold of the left wrist, breathe in and lengthen, releasing that whole left side body. Take another full breath here. And then release that. From here, we're going to bring hands back to the hips, parallel the feet to the outside edge of the mat. Roll the shoulders back and release them down. Take a breath in, lift, lengthen, exhale, release. This time we're going to bring the left hand in front of the face. Inhale, right arm sweeps out and up. Follow that with your gaze for the twist. Let's take another breath here. And then release, right palm down, inhale, left arm out and up, expanding across your collarbones, gazing up toward the right thumb, revolving from the rib cage. Take another full breath. And then bring hands back to the mat, and then onto your hips, elbows hug in. Inhale, come all the way up. And exhale. From here, we're going to go ahead and turn the left toes out. We're back in our warrior two stance. Take a breath in, reverse your warrior, and exhale. Vinyasa, cartwheel the hands to the mat. And either you're stepping back to downward dog or you're moving through your chaturanga to back bend. And we meet in downward facing dog. From here, preparing for pigeon pose, take a breath in, lift your right leg, exhale, bend your knee, slide your shin forward, walk your right foot toward your left hand, release your left leg down. You're walking that left leg straight back in line with your hip. Optionally, you can place a pillow, a blanket, a block under the right hip if you're a little bit far from the mat. Then we'll inhale, lift the chest, arch back, and exhale, release forward, resting the forehead on the hands, maybe on a block or directly on the mat. So some of your weight will shift onto your left hip as well, onto your left thigh, that is, as well, making your hips a little bit more level. So allow the breath to slow down. Sending breath into the right hip, inviting release. Take one more breath on this side. And then we'll go ahead and slowly lift up the torso, curl the left toes under, and step the right leg back, downward facing dog. If you'd like to sneak in a vinyasa on the way, feel free. We meet in down dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, bend the knee, slide the shin forward, walk the left foot to the right hand. Release down. You're walking the right leg straight back in line with your hip. Optional prop under the left hip. Inhale, lengthening your spine, arching back. And exhale, release forward. Find a comfortable resting spot for the forehead. Shift some of your weight onto your right thigh, making your hips just a little bit more level. And as you're breathing into the left hip, you might notice any subtle differences between left side and right side. There usually are. Hips are definitely not equal. Let's take one more breath on this side. And then slowly palms to the mat. Lift the torso, sit onto your left hip and swing your right leg around, bringing the sole of the left foot to the inner right thigh. So if you like a strap for this stretch, you can take your strap and set it up by your foot. I want us to come into the shape by first lengthening. So on an inhale, reach your arms overhead, lengthen, turn and face your leg, and then with your exhale, fold over the leg. Either you allow your hands to just go where they naturally landed, or you might pick up the strap and place the strap around the ball of the left foot. That's your choice. You're inhaling for length, reaching crown of the head and the torso forward, and you're exhaling for release. Maybe the torso comes a little closer to the thigh. Maybe you're just relaxing your shoulders away from your ears. Curling the toes up toward the right knee, that is. Let's take another breath on this side. And then inhale and lift yourself back up, and we'll switch. Now extending the left leg out, sole of the right foot to the inner left thigh. Strap by the foot. If you're planning on using it, you can preset that. Reach the arms overhead. Inhale, lengthen, turn and face your leg. Exhale, release over the leg. Either you're holding on to wherever you landed, or you're picking up your strap and holding the strap around the ball of the left foot. Allow your breath to gently guide you into the shape. Inhales invite length, and exhales allow for release, softening, letting go. Smooth, even breath. Mindful of your toes curling up toward the right knee, that top of the right femur bone pressing into the mat, or toes curling up toward your left knee, and top of the left femur bone pressing into the mat. Take another breath, and inhale, slowly come all the way up. Now, soles of the feet together, knees wide. We're gonna work first outer hips. So take your feet further away from you so you've got a bigger diamond shape. From here, breathe in, lengthening your spine, and exhale, hinge forward. You might walk your hands out in front of you, or you might slide your hands under your knees and walk your arms out to the side. From either position, you're breathing into the outer hips, inviting release there. And then if you brought your arms under, begin to unwind, and we'll all walk ourselves back up. This time we're bringing the feet in close. You might stay here. You might bring your hands alongside of your hips and press your palms into the mat, lifting your sternum and just gently with your breath allowing your inner thighs to release. That's probably a good position for many people. Alternatively, you can reach your arms overhead, inhale, lengthen, and exhale, release forward, walking your hands out in front of you. Reach your chest through the frame of your shoulders as you breathe in, and as you exhale, the forehead will release toward the earth. Again, remember, inhales lengthen, exhales allow for release and maybe deepening into the shape. Bring your attention to your shoulders. Notice the tops of your shoulders. Can you gently slide them down your back away from your ears? And then feel your shoulder blades. Can you press them forward toward your chest, taking some of the roundness out of your upper back? Let's take another long, slow breath here. And then we'll walk ourselves back up on an inhale and bring the knees together. From here, just find a comfortable cross-legged seat. And we're going to go ahead and then stack your right knee over your left knee. If that isn't an option in your body today, not a problem. Just sit with your right shin in front of your left, so sitting cross-legged. From either position, we're going to inhale for length and exhale. Begin to hinge forward any amount that works for you. You might walk your hands out in front of you. You might just stay with your hands by your hips, your choice. Sending breath into that right hip. And then with your next inhale, begin to walk your hands over to the left side. You might reach the right fingers a little further forward of the left to get into that low back outer hip area. And then we'll inhale back through center and exhale. Now come over to the right side, maybe walking left fingertips a little further forward of the right. Inhale back to center and exhale, come back up and switch. If you're sitting with your knees stacked, now left knee is on top. If you're sitting cross-legged, left shin is in front. And inhale, long spine, and exhale, begin to hinge forward any amount that works for you. You might stay with your fingertips alongside of your hips. You might begin to walk your arms out in front of you. Inhale and begin to walk the hands now over to the right side. Maybe reaching the left fingertips a little further forward. Inhale, come through center. Exhale, over to your left side, walking the right fingertips a little further forward if you want to go deeper. Inhale back to center, and exhale, walk yourself back up. Uncross, and we're going to lower down onto our backs now. Have your strap or whatever you're using as a substitution for your strap within reach alongside of your mat. Your feet are at hip distance, your knees bent. Extend your arms out, lift your sternum, press the soles of the feet into the mat. Breathe in, and as you exhale, draw your navel in toward your spine to slowly, one vertebra at a time, come all the way down onto your back. Keep pressing the feet into the mat. Once you're down, bring your knees into your chest
And rock gently side to side. Just massaging out the low back. Then take hold of your strap, set your left foot down, place your right ball of the foot in the strap and extend the right leg up toward the ceiling. Flatten the left leg onto the mat. Curling right toes toward your face and left toes are curling toward the left knee. That inner left thigh is spiraling down toward the mat. The outer right hip is lengthening forward, lengthening the right side of your waist. Then notice your shoulders. If your shoulders are way up off your mat, lower your hands on the strap so the shoulders relax down on the mat. I like my upper arms to the elbows to be supported by the mat, so there's really no effort in the upper body in this pose. Stretching the heel up toward the ceiling, curl the toes down toward your face. Take a breath in. Exhale, micro bend that right knee. Inhale, press the sole of the foot up. Exhale, little baby bend. Inhale, reach. One more. Exhale, inhale, and pause here. Keep pressing that right hip forward. Spiral the left inner thigh down toward the mat so the toes and the knee are facing right up toward the ceiling on the left side. Both legs are active in this pose. Bring your strap that is into your right hand. Place your left palm on your left thigh. Breathe in, and as you exhale, open your leg out to the right side. Any amount that works for you today. Keeping that left side of the body, however, glued to the mat. That's why we've got the palm on the left thigh. Securing the thigh, the hip, the rib cage down onto the mat. If you want to go deeper, you might gently guide your right foot up toward your right shoulder. With an inhale, we'll lift back up. Switch the strap into the left hand, right thumb in your right hip crease. Wrap your fingers around your hip, guide your hip forward. Breathe in, and as you exhale, just cross about 4 inches to the left. Keep pressing that right hip forward. To go a little deeper, you might draw your foot toward your face, press the right hip forward again. Keep that left leg active, toes point up toward the ceiling. Shoulders completely relaxed. And now extend your right arm out to shoulder height with your palm facing up. Inhale. As you exhale, all the way over to the left you go. Might turn the head and gaze right, or you can look straight up at the ceiling if that's better for your neck. To go deeper into the outer right hip, draw the right foot up toward the left shoulder. Take another long, slow breath here, revolving the rib cage down toward the mat. And inhale, lift back up. Bend the knee on an exhale, release the strap. Set the right foot down and switch the strap onto the left side. Straightening out both legs, all 10 toes curling toward their respective knee. Check on your strap if your shoulders are all the way up. Lower your hands down. Shoulders relaxed. Spiraling now the inner right thigh down toward the mat as you press the outer left hip slightly forward, lengthening the left side waist. Take a breath in. With your exhale, tiny bend in the left knee. Inhale, press the heel up toward the ceiling. Exhale, little baby bend. Inhale, reach. One more. Exhale, bend. Inhale, press and hold. Smooth, even breath. Now take both ends of the strap in your left hand, right palm on your right thigh. Breathe in, and with your exhale, allow your leg to come out to the left side any amount that works in your body today. Keep that right side of the body rooted down onto the mat. Going deeper, you might draw the left foot up toward the left shoulder, but don't allow the right side of the body to leave the mat. Smooth breath. to lift your left leg back up. Take the strap in the right hand. Left thumb in your left hip crease. Wrap your fingers around. Press your hip forward. Inhale here. Exhale. Cross about 4 inches to the right. Continue to press that left hip forward, maybe going deeper, drawing the left foot that is toward your face as you continue to press the hip away from you. And now extend left arm out, shoulder height, palm up. Inhale, exhale, roll over to your right side. Turn the head to gaze left if that's okay with your neck. And then going deeper, you might draw the left foot toward the right shoulder. Breathing into the outer left hip area. And then inhale and come all the way up. Exhale, release the strap, set it off to the side. Bring your knees into your chest, place one hand on each kneecap and circle in opposite directions. Just loose, easy circles. And switch to the other way. Knees to the chest and finding happy baby. Take hold of the outside edges of your feet. If that's not doable in your body today, backs of the thighs work just as well. From either position, you're guiding your knees alongside of your ribs. Shoulders are relaxing down on the mat. If not, you might place a prop behind your head. Tailbone pressing toward the mat, lengthening out that low back. And then you might begin to gently rock side to side. And bring the knees into the chest, wrap the arms around the shins, lift the forehead up toward the knees, curling into a tight little ball. Take a breath in. And exhale, let everything release into Shavasana, final resting pose. So you might set up some props to make yourself feel more comfortable, a pillow or a blanket behind the head or under the knees or under the knees. Take a few seconds to get as comfortable as you can be, maybe wiggling the shoulders, moving the hips side to side. Allow the feet to relax out to the side. Arms are relaxing about a foot or so away from your hips, the palms face up. If you haven't already, close your eyes. Take a breath in through your nose and open mouth, big exhale. Then from there, allow the breath to flow naturally, release any control of the breath. Invite each muscle to let go of tension, relaxing the eyes, the space between the eyebrows, the tongue relaxed in the mouth, the jaw at ease, the throat soft. Sense the back body completely supported by the mat, by the earth, and give yourself permission to sink into that support, to release and to rest as you observe the gentle flow of your breath in the front body. Shavasana. Feel free to stay in Shavasana as long as you'd like. If you're ready to come out, just bring some movement back to the body and slowly roll over to one side only when you feel ready. And then gently press yourself up to a comfortable cross-legged seat with eyes closed, palms resting on your thighs, palms down to feel more grounded, palms up, open to receiving energy. Sense the sit bones rooting into the earth and the crown of the head reaching up toward the sky. Take a few rounds of breath in stillness, honoring your practice. And then bring your hands together at your heart, bow your chin into your chest. The light within me honors the light within you. Namaste.